11 years ago, I put together the perfect plan to break into a private concert. And this is that story. So this all starts the summer of my junior year of college. I had a job bartending. It was a regular gig at a local bar on Main Street, but every so often I would take catering gigs for a little extra cash. So that summer, this catering company got this contract to cater these 5 private concerts for this ritzy private school out east. The concerts were Tom Petty, Prince, Dave Matthews Band, I forget the 4th one, but the 5th one was Billy Joel. To give you some context here, Long Island has been referred to as the Joel bubble. Now, obviously he has fans everywhere, but I was in the epicenter, and he's just as big as it gets. I'm just trying to get you as excited as I was. Now, because my main gig was at the bar, I couldn't just abandon all of my shifts, so I decided to choose 2 of the concerts, and I got Dave Matthews Band and, of course, Billy Joel. Now, granted, I would be working during this shift, but it was a free way to get in, and I had already decided I would be working as little as possible. Now, the concerts were supposed to be on the sports field, which is pretty intimate considering the level of the people that were performing. Fast forward to 2 weeks before the gig, I get a phone call. The catering company had lost the contract. I'm like, no! Now look, they were a good catering group, but I just don't think that they were able to match the ritz and glamour that the school was going for. Needless to say, I was heartbroken. Not only was I not going to get to see Billy Joel, but now I was out 2 shifts of work. Days later, I decided, I'm still going to this concert. I will devise a plan to go and see Billy Joel. Anyone that knows me, it was pretty easy to say that they weren't surprised that I would be attempting to do this. This is just what Rob does. Now, the tickets to this concert were like $1,500 a piece. I don't know, probably to line their goalposts with gold leaf or something. Did I mention the high school had a helipad? Clearly buying a ticket was out, so I decided to Google some of the other premier catering companies in the area. Now, there were like 3 or 4 companies that the job could have got to, and if I could find out which one actually got the contract, I figured I could get my way in. Now, I struck out on the first call. They hadn't heard of the gig, so I knew it wasn't them. Now, the second call, I asked to speak to my dad in the kitchen. They transferred me to the kitchen, and I'm talking in circles so that they don't really know that I really don't know anybody at this company. After the pass of a phone, I get like one of the sous chefs on the phone, and I'm pretend being frustrated, like I'm being transferred all around, I can't get an answer. I just need to know, what is the catering outfit for the private school concerts? I held my breath and waited.
Yeah, it's khakis and a white button-down.
Brilliant.
Oh, and don't forget that all the employees are to report to the local airports, and you'll be shuttled into the event.
Double brilliant. Okay, so once I'm in, then what? I'll still be dressed like a caterer. I would wear my white shirt and my khakis and bring a spare pair of jeans hidden inside of an empty sparkling water box. Caterers are always hurrying somewhere carrying a bunch of random shit. So I'd look like a caterer running around getting ready for the event. But in reality, I'd have a change of clothes. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. My friends were having a big pool party that night, which I would be skipping. But if I succeeded, I'd be able to go back to that party and have plenty of people to gloat to. I'd be the f***ing man. All right, so the day finally arrives. It's worth mentioning here that my parents were completely aware of what I was about to do. You know, like I said, it's no surprise. So as I'm leaving the house, my mom's like all kind of excited. She's like, you get to see Billy. Only thing my stepfather has to say is, where's the local police station so we know where to come pick you up? Okay, so it was time. It was time to start. On my way to the private airport, I pick up the box of sparkling water, dump them out in my trunk. They're all rolling around. Jeans inside, ready to go. I pull up to the airfield, I park, caterers everywhere. I get in line, I've got my box of sparkling water, waiting to get onto the next shuttle. Just a 5-minute drive down the road. We get to the gate, we pull in through security. I get out of the van, I'm not catching as much as an eye. Caterers everywhere, blending perfectly. I was playing the part. This event was ginormous. I mean, no expense spared. They had lugged in full-size portable walk-in fridges, giant fancy tents with like glass bay windows. They had flowers and professional lighting. Absolutely nuts. Oh God, wait a minute. The concert doesn't start until dusk. I have 3 hours to kill. I needed to be fitting in with the caterers, chefs, party planners running around, and concert goers all had bracelets. Now this was only going to work if I remained a caterer until dark. And then I would change and head out to the stage. No one would be able to see if I had a wristband on or not. It was gonna be dark. So I sat on a folding chair for quite some time and moved my positions here or there. I just looked like a caterer that was on a break. It felt like ages. But the sun finally started to set. I jumped into a porta potty to change. Before you judge me like, ew, that's gross. One, what was I supposed to do? And two, you should have seen this thing. It had running water, marble countertops. Must be nice. I emerge with a white button-down shirt and a pair of jeans. I would blend in perfectly with the other 1%. But I was about like 10 to 15 years younger than every other person there. As soon as I walk out onto the field, I was immediately offered food and drink. I'm like, what? I made my way to the stage with a beer in my left hand and a kick-ass steak sandwich in my right. This is going to be awesome. Now my pulse was racing, the sun is set, the stage lights come up. I was here, I was in the perfect spot. I had done it. Now, if you think this story's done, the craziest part is about to happen. Within minutes, I was able to budge my way through, and now I am standing right at the foot of the stage, 6 feet from Billy. In the next 2 hours, I had the time of my life. So like 45 minutes or so into the concert, I couldn't tell if I was just fangirling out or if I kept catching Billy Joel's eye. For a minute, I was like, oh my God, no, he knows. He knows I'm not supposed to be here. I was like, wait a minute, that's impossible. The regular set finishes. He plays for a damn long time, actually. It was time for some encores, so he obviously finishes with Piano Man. It was 10:30 or so on a Saturday. The piano sounded like a carnival. I smelled like a beer. I was fully immersed. The song ends, the crowd goes nuts, and people are screaming more and more and more. I'm like, you just play for 3 hours, you greedy bastards. Let the man go home. So Billy unholsters his harmonica. He stands up, he comes to the edge of the stage, he's like a foot in front of me, I'm just staring up at him. Takes the harmonica, he cocks his arm back like he's gonna go throw it into the crowd. But instead, he bends down and hands it to me. This mission was accomplished. Now, I know some of you are watching this and saying, cool, but this is clearly fake. And to that I say, I promise it's not fake. See for yourself.